This is the Australian stock market closing report for Thursday, the 19th of May 2016. In the overnight session, the US major averages were mixed, with the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 closing flat. The minutes from the April FOMC meeting were released, indicating a possible interest rate rise at the upcoming meeting, which resulted in the US dollar strengthening and commodity-related stocks significantly selling off. This produced a negative lead for the Australian commodity-related sectors, with all of the related sectors measurably moving to the downside. However, the potential damage to the ASX 200 index from the commodity sell-off was mitigated somewhat due to the heavyweight financial sector closing positive. The ASX 200 closed to the downside 32 points, or 0.6% to 5,323. The daily trading range was 68 points, with the high of the session at 5,371 and the low of the session at 5,303. Market breadth was negative, with 61 advancing stocks versus 127 declining stocks and 12 stocks unchanged. The weakest sector for the session was the All Ords Gold Index, closing down 7.53%. St Barbara closed lower, 10.5%, Ramelius Resources closed lower by 9.7%, and Resolute Mining was down 9.7%. The metals and mining sector wasn't far behind, closing to the downside 4.4%. Beadell Resources was lower by 9.4%, Evolution Mining was down 8.85%, and Regis Resources was down 8.75%. BHP Billiton was down 4.1% to $18.63, and Rio Tinto was down 3.6% to $44.18. The energy sector was relatively weak to the overnight crude oil price, closing to the downside 2%. Worley Parsons was off 4.1%, Santos was down 3.55%, and Origin Energy was lower by 3.4%. The financial sector bucked the trend of the overall benchmark index, closing to the upside 0.1%. Henderson Group closed higher 3.7%, QBE Insurance Group closed up 1.7%, and BT Investment Management closed to the upside 1.7%. The big four banks were mixed, with ANZ closing higher 1.1% to $24.97. The Commonwealth Bank closed up 0.3% to $77.88. National Australia Bank closed down 0.8% to $27.30, and Westpac closed up 0.8% to $30.22. In economic news, the Australian Bureau of Statistics today released the Labour Force Survey, which indicated that the unemployment rate for the month of April remained at 5.7%. The report showed that the number of persons employed increased by 10,800 in the month of April, and that the seasonally adjusted labour force participation rate decreased by less than 0.1% to 64.8%. With regards to annual employment growth, the figures are slightly down when compared to December 2015 at 2.6% to the current figures of 2%. Economists suggest that the latest data takes some pressure off the Reserve Bank of Australia to cut interest rates further. The five most active stocks were Fortescue Metals lower by 5.5%, Telstra Corporation down 1.5%, South32 lower by 3.7%, Beach Energy was flat on the session, and Alumina was down 1.8%. The five best performers were James Hardie up 6.2%, Henderson Group higher by 3.7%, JB Hi-Fi up 3.4%, Aurora up 2.25%, and GWA Group up 2.1%. The five worst performers were St Barbara down 10.5%, Evolution Mining down 8.85%, Regis Resources down 8.75%, Saracen Mineral Holdings down 7.8%, and Newcrest Mining down 7.5%. The Australian dollar is currently lower in the Asian session, trading at 72.20 US cents. Spot gold is trading their session lows off 1.4% to 1,257 US dollars. And crude oil is down 1.6% in the Asian session, down 77 cents to $47.42. This has been the Australian Stock Market Closing Report for Thursday, the 19th of May 2016, and I've been your host, Aaron First. I'll see you again next time.